her crowd went crazy. Woo! They're hooting and yelling and screaming at me, right? And then it's going to be my turn. And I know that my staff is sitting in the green room going, uh-oh. Uh-oh. What's going to happen here? Let me tell you what happened. And anybody who wants to see this, if you go home tonight and you're interested in actually seeing it, this is all you have to do. Go to YouTube, type in my name, and say something nice. You just type that in, my name, and say something nice. Believe me, only one thing will come up. And this will come up. And I looked at Senator Bono, and this is basically what I said. I said, Senator Bono obviously is a wonderful mother who's raised a great family, but even more than that, she's someone who's dedicated the last 18 years of her life to public service. And while we have profound philosophical disagreements about how to run this state, I honor her service. We don't need less people like her. We need more who are willing to offer themselves for public service. And I will not do anything during this campaign to denigrate the quality of her service, even though I disagree with her positions. Well, let me tell you, everybody. That's not only answering the question, because he said say something you like, but it also shows you that you can absolutely lay your opponent out without saying a bad word. She looked so small after that was over. And the fact is that we went on then to win 61% of the vote for re-election in a blue state. We won 51% of the Hispanic vote. We won 22% of the African-American vote, up from 9% 4 years earlier. And against that female opponent, we won 56% of the female vote in New Jersey. Now, other people will give you theories about whether they can do that. I ran against a female opponent, and I not only beat her, I beat her good. And if I'm the nominee of the Republican Party for president in November of 2016, I'm not only going to beat her, I'm going to beat her fair and square and take this country back for our people. There's a lady in the back right there in the white sweater.
I'm so glad you came to New Hampshire again. I've been waiting a long time to meet you. I have a question. Many years ago, when I first got interested in politics, Pat Buchanan came to Manchester, New Hampshire, and said, we need to close the borders. And I thought he was crazy. I had no idea what he's talking about. I'm not worried about people coming over to pick vegetables. I'm worried about terrorism. What will you do to keep our country safer?
A few things. First off, the things that we need to do about border security are a number, and let's go through them. I'm not a guy who's looking to build a wall from one end of our southern border to the other. I think it's inefficient. I think it's ineffective, because I got to tell you the truth. I know the human spirit. I've never met a human being who was determined, who couldn't find their way over, under, or around the wall if they really wanted to. Now, there may be small sections that a fence or a wall may be helpful, and I'm happy to do it in those small sections, but we also have to use technology. We need to use drones and cameras. We need to use manpower on the border as well to keep it secure. And we also have to say to folks, employers in this country, you have to stop employing people who are not here legally. We have to require all employers to use E-Verify. And if you don't use it, you're going to have to face a significant penalty, much more significant than whatever you might save by hiring folks who are here legally. On the terrorism front, though, those things will help. But it's part of what I talked about at the open. We need to have every tool available to our intelligence agencies to be able to find these folks before they do wrong. President Bush and Attorney General Ashcroft made it very clear to us in the aftermath of 9/11. They came to all their U.S. attorneys and they said, listen, it's no longer acceptable for you to catch the criminal after the crime happens and send him or her to jail. In terrorism, that's too late, because lives have been lost. You have to catch them before. It was a complete shift in the way we approach law enforcement on a particular topic. And it's no mistake that not once in the rest of the Bush administration did we see an attack on our country after 9/11. They gave us the tools we needed. We used them within the Constitution.